I think Meera has a heads up, so she should answer it
All
first.
right. You go first.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this new phase of my life, and I think parenthood is extremely fulfilling, and I think all of us on this platform can agree with that. And I'm extremely excited to be sharing this space with all of you here, and I look forward to it.
Parenthood.
It's everything that everyone said. It's daunting, it's exhilarating, it's shocking in my case.
Karan is more practiced at this speech, so you have to excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's just everything that I thought it would be, and yet everything that not. Like, I still look at them and can't believe they're mine. And I'm just blessed every morning, literally, by their presence.
You know, I tell you this, and I feel this every single day. I look back at my life and I look at my son and I keep saying to myself, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I really feel that, and that's, I think, what parenthood does to parents. You know, becoming a parent.
I always say that they're the finest dharma productions,
Yeah.
literally,
Yes, indeed.
and otherwise.
And I think having one and in extending your family only makes you more whole.
Yes,
So
it
I
does.
think kids are the greatest gift.
So, what kind of relationship have you had with food when you were younger, and what do you expect, or how do you want to carry that forward for your children, or what kind of relationship do you want them to have with food?
Well, when I was young, food was my sibling, because with the lack of one or the lack of any other options available to me, I decided to befriend food, and all I did was consume that friendship in excess, and as a result, I grew into a very large human being, and all I did was think and eat and breathe food. And it became like so difficult that there was no therapy at that time. But I know that I was definitely a candidate for therapy to get over my incessant food eating habits.
So when did you become objective, and when did you cut those ties with that sibling? When did you have a healthier relationship?
Well,
when
I
did you
think
start having a healthier
my relationship has been through so many ups and downs with food. Like, there's always stress in that zone. It's never really left me, which is why I think books like this and people like Pooja and forces like nutrition are so critical, that at a young stage you don't get, and you know, they're kids, they should have fun as well. They should enjoy what's great about food. But I think there are so many indulgences that we tend to kind of get into that I think that can be completely avoided. You know, what you don't expose them to, they're not going to like love. In my case, I was half Punjabi and half Sindhi, so food was a very big part of our daily life. And if it wasn't on the table, it was on a discussion zone. So we either talked about it or we ate it. You know, that's what we did. And I think food should not be given that kind of importance that we tend to in our country. You know, everything is like, at lunch we discuss what we're going to have for tea, and tea we're going to discuss what we're having for dinner, and then you sleep with thoughts of breakfast. So it's really kind of like goes into a loop of sorts. And I don't want my children to kind of go through those issues that I did.
What are your thoughts on nutrition, and what are the kind of challenges you faced nutrition-wise as a new mother?
I think for me, the biggest challenge was feeding Misha right from when I gave birth to her. Because like Pooja said in her book, for the first few months of a baby's life, you are the menu. You have to be so careful when you're feeding your child.
How yummy is she? Anyway.
You have to be so careful when you're feeding your child. Everything that goes into your mouth goes into your baby's stomach. And it's extremely, it's something that's, you have so much responsibility on your plate, literally. There were so many things that I wanted to have, but I couldn't, because I didn't want Misha to be crying with stomach pain. And at the same time, I wanted to have enough nutrition so that I can give that on to her without depleting myself, because everything that you feed your child eventually goes from you. So I had to nourish myself so I could nourish her, and that was the biggest challenge for me. And I actually came to Pooja once I was almost weaning Misha off, and most of our discussions halfway through went to, okay, what should I feed her? What can I give her? Because, I mean, we started our diet and, you know, that...
Figured yourself out.
That was simple, because then I didn't have to think so much and I didn't have this big responsibility. And she would say, you know, you can start it like this, baby-led weaning, this, that, you know, their advice is unending. But the best part was that her advice was so simple and easy to put to use that it wasn't that stressful.
Pooja, when is the right time to start inculcating the correct food habits in children? And you know, you're the mom of 2 girls. The right body image. Body image is something we talk about so much. When is the right time to sort of instill that in
So the right time to teach them the good and the bad and where you need to sway is when they obviously can learn and understand a little bit. But children, even when they're little, are watching everything. Even when they are not being able to express, they watch. Like I've mentioned in the book, my younger one was just 2. Was mumbling a few words and could get through whatever she wanted to tell us. And when she noticed that when Mama ate her food, a little plate of salad always came along. And when she ate, that didn't come. So she went marching to the kitchen to find out why she doesn't get it. So so as parents, we are role models. So if we can try and set the right example, they're learning even when they're little. But of course, when they were a little older, 5 and 6, I taught them about the 5 fingers of nutrition, what the milk does to them, what the roti
the 5
does to them.
fingers of nutrition. Can you tell me?
So we have...
I'm really worried.
No, they're very
sounding very scary.
I know.
These 5 fingers of nutrition.
They're the 5
I
pillars.
thought a hug is what all I had to offer. Now I have to show them 5 fingers.
You just have to make a fist to make a healthy meal. So your 5 fingers are your carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Just that simple.
I didn't know they were the 5 fingers. Okay.
No, I've called them the 5 fingers
Okay.
because it's very easy to teach them then that if there are 5 fingers, each meal needs to make a little fist. So if you manage to put a little bit of all these nutritious factors into your plate, you've done a good job. So I taught them that when they were very little, and now they can look at a plate and they can say, Ma, 2 fingers missing, 1 finger missing. So, and they teach that. So that's when I realized that there's so much potential to teach them, because then they went about teaching their friends. They went and corrected Nani's plate and they said, Nani, what are you eating?
Yeah,
this has only 1 finger.
Get you off very quickly.
Yes.
From the diet.
Yes. So, that's the magic to teach them. And they learned it so beautifully. That's how Eat Delete Junior came into being, because I realized that it was so simple to teach them and they absorbed it, imbibed it, and publicized it. Again, but however, coming to body image, that's another very important area, because when you talk too much about good food and being in shape, you don't want to take them the reverse way and they're fearing food, or they're fearing...
Now, a lot of girls at a very young age are fearing food, fearing getting fat.
Correct. So what we're trying to teach them while they're little is that food is not making them fat. Food is what's giving them the energy to play that game. Eggs are what is making them grow tall, and the hair. So we're trying to teach them that food is their fuel. However, you can't go on too much when you talk about don't eat this or you will put on weight. So you never go negative when you teach them. You always go positive and say, maybe we'll eat a little bit less of this and eat a little bit more of that. So that they don't fear the food and they don't get the image that I don't want to put on weight and weight is negative. So it's not that I need to become overweight or unhealthy. It's just skewing them more towards health and factors so that they don't fear food so that food makes them fat. So they see mom and mom eats rotis and rice and breads and noodles and pasta, and you don't have to fear food to look the way you want.
Who takes the nutrition decisions as far as your kids are concerned?
There haven't been very many.
Who is telling them about the 5 fingers?
I will have to be. Me and my mom, I think, we're pretty much the universe for my
Karan knows
children.
all the formulas and everything at the back of his hand. He knows what route he's taking.
I did a lot of reading, I think, before it all happened. But eventually, I mean, you know, all these these daunting pieces of information I'm putting into the
Even
inner
learn
recesses
every
of
day.
my
Yes.
head. So I'm going to definitely be reading because I mean initially Pooja was just making you delete what you eat, but now we have to like eat, delete, junior. I think that's what needs to happen from now onwards.
But you know, nowadays schools are teaching children nutrition. In fact, every time I bring out a pizza, my son says to me, "Mom, I'm not eating it, it's junk food." Ow. And I'm like, sometimes eat it, it's okay. But that doesn't happen. So what are your thoughts on now it being a part of the syllabus, the education syllabus?
I think it's great that we're teaching our kids how to eat right, but at the same time, I think we should teach them how to eat in a balanced way. So just like we have the 5 fingers, we also have the 5 evils or the 5 demons, and it's okay to let them come in once in a while, as long as you exercise.
Now I'm being told that we're a little short of time, so we're going to move from the 5 to the 3. There are 3 rounds coming up. Do you know about this, Karan? You have no clue.
I've been warned.
You've been warned. Good.
But
I'm
I already want to kind of say that I accept defeat from Meera.
We want to watch you get defeated.
That's fine.
Okay? So this is how it works. There are going to be 3 rounds. It's a best of 3. Whoever wins 2 out of the 3 rounds gets the grand prize. We're going to take you where you take other people, right? Karan?
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. And it's going to start with a blind test.
Oh God.
So you're going to be blindfolded and 4 baby foods are going to go into your mouth. And you have to guess what they are. So it's a blind test, and then Meera, it's going to be your turn.
I'm
We'll
terrible
start
at
with
this,
Karan.
I want to tell you.
Let's
I've
just
never
see.
been
Let's
in-
just see.
I might
Okay, I'm
surprise
going to
myself.
blind
Karan, you can't say that you've never been blindfolded.